Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. I am out on the road, people. I'm like actually going to a party, but it's social distance. There's only a few people there, and I have a mask. But I had to do it because I want to celebrate my sister, and she just had her birthday. But that said, there's a lot going on. We just had a total thunderstorm. There's some flash flooding going on, which luckily I avoided. There's some fires happening. Are you kidding me? And it was a cool 107 today. So down from 110, yay, right? And even right now it's past 90. I know that's common for some of you guys, but it's interesting. I'm not used to thunderstorms in the summer. I know some people live in places that is the norm, but it's not for me. So anyway, I went ahead and decided that I was going to stop a moment and just say, hey, because I'm not going to be home till midnight, and I know that it's best to check in with you now. So basically, I just want to just say that I prefer to eat raw vegan. I prefer to eat raw vegan. Somehow, in the last 5 days, and I only know it because I came out of my food coma. Not really. I've been eating properly, but twice in 6 days, I had a cooked component. Both times, totally vegan, but not ideal. Not ideal for me. And I know that. There wasn't any peer pressure. And I say that my monkey mind isn't doing anything lately, but I think the monkey mind has just become far more clever and making me sure that it's just a conscious choice when in fact that monkey mind is hoo-hoo-hooing the whole time and then giggling when I finally give in. So anyway, I stayed within my calories. Again, it was completely vegan, but not raw, which is just better for me. So I'm kind of sorry for that. So I just wanted to say that out loud for accountability, because I went for several weeks with no cooked component, and then, which is often the case, I suddenly had it, and there I am, that microbiome 4 days later saying, give me something cooked. So I have plenty of fruit and vegetables, and I am clean today, and I will just build on that. And again, it was definitely in my realm, but on the outskirts of sometimes, and that just doesn't serve me. So I want to be honest about that. I'd love to know where you are. Do you use cooked components? Are you just plain old junk food vegan and you're just happy to not be harming animals? Or are you completely raw vegan and rocking it? I would love to know. I've been kind of struggling. I said yesterday that my back was killing me. And then, ironically, I ended up sitting, of course, for the 2-hour drive, and I'll sit again for the 2-hour drive home. And I'm still very much feeling those muscles. But last night, I certainly didn't take any medication. I actually was tired enough to not even use heat or ice. I just went to sleep. And I felt so much better when I woke this morning, and I was not hurting. And so, as I'm required to sit for the drive, I'm feeling the same areas of pain. One thing I absolutely did was I floundered this week with my exercise. And now that I'm suddenly driving the 100 miles a day to physically get to work and back, even though we are social distancing, we're online, but I physically need to go there, at least initially. That may change because actually the internet system is seriously lacking. So more than once, I got kicked out of the chat room, which is a neat trick when you're the teacher. I was like, are you kidding me? And I was desperately trying to get back in. And when I got in, my kids were having a field day. They were on Fortnite. They were talking about what epic they were on. They were kicking it and laughing. And then, just like in class, in the chat bar, some kids were saying, oh, she's back, she's back, she's back. riding shoes back. I will tell you, it was no different than real school. It was hilarious. And also, we got to be careful. Like, I got to really work on, reminding them that they're very much online, as I'm seeing people wanting to change their clothing. I'm like, hello, your kid's online. We're all here. Or parents cussing their heads off, even in Spanish. Hello, your kid's in class right now. There's a little bit of that. So it was really funny. I was so happy to do it, though. 3 days with my students and just feeling like a teacher again. It was pretty fantastic. And so I'll rejoice in that. But I've got to figure out a way to get in that exercise. And like I said yesterday, I love to walk the track, but in 110 degrees, it doesn't really help me to do that. I am still not at that point where I am getting up in the morning to be successful. I'm still not there. And I seriously somehow need to get my head around that. And I think part of the problem is that I so often go to bed at midnight, 1, 2, whatever. And it's a huge leap of faith to get up at 4 in the morning. I certainly did it when I was doing the Tanny Raw Reset. If you don't know Tanny Raw, look her up on any social media platform. She is a phenom for health. And her reset is just 28 days of 30 plus hours of content in a private Facebook community that are all working towards health. And she considers all the elements. So physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, like all of it. If you're interested in that, get on it, because it fills up and it's coming. It's totally coming, like September, just after Labor Day, I think, the first week of September. So it's the best $299 you will ever invest in yourself, bar none. Anyway, though, when I was doing the reset, I was committed to getting up every day. And other than having a really bad summer cold, I did get there at 4 o'clock. It was sort of my intent to continue. And yet, here I am, not. I'm rushing out the door, trying to get to school on time, always with the understanding that it'll take me at least an hour to drive there. So, I don't know. I need to try and turn it around. Mostly, I just wanted to say that I don't want to be doing cooked food. It wasn't a first-class crime, but it doesn't serve me. And I do want to make sure that I'm accountable for my exercise. Part of that was getting in those 10,000 steps a day for my niece and nephew who cannot yet use their limbs. And I was steadfast with that. And then first when I got sick and wasn't up for it, now all of a sudden I'm putting in those extra 2.5 hours a day of driving. And that has cut right into caring for myself. And the exercise is going first. Let's not let the food go second, right? My food is still clean. And yet, as I suggested, twice I had cooked food in 6 days. That could be momentum in the wrong direction if I'm not careful. So I just wanted to say that out loud and tell you that I appreciate you guys checking in. And once again, I would love to know where you're at with your daily exercise. If you've started suddenly back to work, if you're a teacher who's trying to get a grip, and if you have a new commute like I do, once again, those extra 100 miles, how are you going to find balance? One good thing, though, like I said, with the brain breaks, is that I most certainly incorporate movement. Nowhere near enough. My anniversary is next weekend, and my husband just got me a Fitbit, which I think would be good, because so often when I'm up with the kids virtually, but when I'm up and I'm doing dancing, or if I'm doing the Bowflex 5-minute stretch or whatever it is, inevitably my phone is sitting on the desk, so I'm not getting credit. So I'm hoping with that Fitbit, I will have a better sense of what I'm actually putting in and be able to hit those 10,000 steps. I was doing it happily. I want to go back to that. I encourage you to offer up anything you can in prayer, in your general day in prayer. And if you want to include Christine and Dean, my niece and nephew, I would really love that too. All right, my friends, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. And until we talk again, best of all, know that I pray for you and know that you're blessed.